Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to Rapt Creative Academy. So today is our second lesson on learning Adobe Photoshop. And today we're going to be looking at the interface. So Adobe Photoshop compared to Adobe Illustrator, in terms of the interface, they look closely the same. The fact that these are two design softwares that are from the same company, so most of the things are the same, especially the tools, mode of work, controls, zoom in, zoom out, shortcuts, each and everything is almost exactly the same. So looking at the interface, it is quite simple, but with defined settings inside or defined enhancements inside. So the very first thing you're going to be looking at is the menu bar or the application menu, like how some people call it. It's the menu bar that consists of the file, edit, manage, layer, type. So many things start from here that we shall go into details later on. So the second line is called the options bar or the properties bar. So this consists of sensitive settings of especially the tools that you see on the left side here. So this properties bar or options bar consists of adjustments for these tools. So thirdly, we have the projects panel where the projects lie. This is where your created projects sit. So Photoshop, like Illustrator, can handle as many projects as your computer can. You can literally open so many projects here and run them at the same time. Then we also have on the left side, we have the tools bar. These are the tools that we need, that we create, that we design with in Photoshop. Yeah. So the tools bar, we shall have a separate video for the tools bar, what each of these tools does and how it can be used. Now this is a dockable panel. You can just click on those horizontal lines and drag it anywhere you want. You can make it a floating panel. You can attach it to the right, but by default it sits on the left. So we have the working area, yeah, or the document window or the canvas. This is where our work sits inside here. This is our working area. Then on the right side we have extra advanced panels. These panels, most of them are dockable. Majority of them, or actually all of them, are dockable. You can remove them and put them back where you want. You can expand them. You have so many panels here, like character, that has all to do with text, paragraph. We have so many. We have libraries where we keep our assets. We have properties where we have quick actions, rulers and grids, guides, so many things that are inside here that we shall see in the upcoming videos. We have 3D. Some of these are not activated because we literally have nothing running up here yet. We have the layers panel. So layers panel is one of the, if not the commonly used or most crucial panel in Adobe Photoshop. And once you master this, you've mastered at least I have 40% of the software. This is where most of the work is done, and layers, tools, and the file menu or the menu bar. So we have channels. We have different versions of channels. Different channels here, the RGB, red only, green only, and blue only channels. So the interface is as simple as that. There's not so many things to show here. However, inside most of these buttons or small pop-ups that you see, there is a lot of settings inside there. So starting with the file menu or the menu bar, yeah. So the file, this is where we create new projects. When you click on this, it takes us back to the previous mini window for setting up our document. It has all the settings that you need to set up a new document. Then we have open an existing project. We have browse in Bridge. Bridge is another Adobe software. We have open as Smart Object. We have open recent projects that we've worked on. If you don't have any, they will not show up here. Then closing projects, of course, you can use this or just cut to this X here and close all projects. Then we have save as, save a copy. These are 3 options that you can use in having your work saved. So save takes us to choosing this is already saved. So save takes us to a directory where we save our work and give it a name and choose a type. Then save as. This gives us the ability to change our document in a different name. So let's say you have Untitled 1 and you say I want to save it as Untitled 2. Yeah. So you can literally even choose another location, then change the type as well on the option, on the save as option, then save. Then we have save as copy. So save as copy just saves the document in the same name and adds the word copy. So you're literally creating a duplicate of your project. So still in the file menu, we have export. We're not going to go through each and everything in all these panels, but I'm going to take you through the basic knowledge that you need for you to use Adobe Photoshop. So we have export. First option being a quick export as PNG. You all know that PNG is photos that have no backgrounds. So quick export as PNG. Then if you need other options like JPEG, you can use export as. So you have save for web. These are all exporting a final product from Photoshop. Yeah. So you have generate, automate, scripts, so many other things that we shall see later on. So in edit, we have mainly shortcuts of the software, things to do with undoing, redoing, things to do with cut, copy, paste special. All these are always in edit. Then you have also transformation of objects. Let me just have something here. Let's get a random shape. Give it some color. Yes, give it some color and so click on this, get to edit. So we talked about transformation. So transformation, we have to transform where we get the transformation points in Photoshop. So that is in edit. You can be able to transform your object the way you want. Then also we have rotation, skewing, distorting, perspective, warping. These are all options that you can try on your objects in Photoshop. Rotation, of course, and flipping. So you go to image still is another good panel that mainly works with photos. So every time you see image, just know that is to do with photos. Let's just have a random photo here. Let's get panels and get a random photo. Bring it to Photoshop and drop it here. Let's unlock this. Okay, so let's go to image. So image has mainly to do with photos in Photoshop. First of all, starting with the mode, we've seen the color modes as we are creating our new project. Grayscale, CMYK, and bits per channel. So let's not talk about this. Let's go straight to adjustments. So adjustments are those color, light, texture settings that you already see even in your forms. So in this we have lighting effects, we have coloring effects, and then we have texture effects. So there's quite a number of adjustments. We are just going to try out one, then we shall have a separate video for adjustments in Photoshop. Let's look at brightness and contrast. So this is our photo, and this is one of the adjustments that we're going to try out. Let's increase the brightness to make our photo brighter. Let's increase the contrast to make our photo with more colorful contrast. Cancel that. So still in adjustments, we have auto adjustments, things like auto tone, auto contrast, and auto color. So in this, the software decides for you what is good for your photo. But of course, if you want something specific, it's better to go with the manual way. Yeah. So we have image size and canvas size, image rotation, so many other things in here. So jumping on to another panel here, layer. Layer has basically to do with layer settings. The layer panel, you can do them from here, or you can come to layer here. So this involves creating new layers, creating new groups, copying layer attributes and pasting layer attributes. This involves duplicating layers, exporting layers, renaming layers, styles, layer styles. There is quite a number of styles, things like strokes, glow, shadows in layers. So we're going to have a separate video still on that. So you have to watch out for the new videos. You have to subscribe and watch out for the new videos. Creating adjustment layers and fill layers, masking layers, and hiding, grouping layers. There's so many things here. Locking layers, of course, part of that. Then we go to type. So type usually involves all to do with text. Yeah, we shall get to that. Then selections. So we all know that Photoshop is mainly a photo editing software, and in the course of editing, you have to make selections. It's going to be rare cases where you need to edit the entire photo at once. At some point, you're going to need to edit portions or parts of photos. So this is where selections come in. So, and when you look at the tools, we have quite a number of tools that help us in selections. We're looking at tools video, we shall consider that part as well. So coming here, we have select all, of course, that involves getting everything in the project being selected. You have deselect. This is to cancel the selection. For example, now I have a selection here. If I want to cut this off, or let's say deselect or Ctrl D, and it will take away the selection. Let's undo this. Then we have select inverse. Inverse inverse means the opposite, direct opposite of what is selected. So select inverse, they will actually take on from this small square to this outer selection. Now, if I want to delete, I could take off that, reverse and deselect. So quite a number of things here in selections that we shall also look at in future videos. Then next is filters. So filters are special adjustments, special effects that you can use to achieve magic results in Photoshop. Yeah. In filters, we have the filters that come with the software, including 3D, blur filters, distortion filters, noise, pixelation filters. So many filters in here that we can try out, and we can't go into them like right now. Then we shall have a separate video for those. Filters, we have one strong filter, the commonly used filter, the camera filter, that has special editing techniques that help you to get rid of all the noise in the photo, that helps you to get rid of the bad color, to correct light, correct textures, and correct coloring in your photos. We have 3D effects in a 3D layer, and you can literally do some simple 3D work into the software, though Photoshop is not a 3D software. Then we have plugins. So plugins panel, this is where we import additional support into the software downloaded from the internet, plugins that help us to do to edit, make our editing faster. We shall look into that. Then we go to window. So window is like the garage. Window is like the set of collection of panels and tools that are not here. So anything that is not on the interface is literally hiding in window. This is where we go to look for hidden panels. If you click on anything here that is not ticked, it will pop out automatically. Let's say if I click on character, it will pop out here. So anything that you're not seeing here or this side or up here, you just go to window and look for it. So still here in window, we can arrange our Photoshop the way we want it to be. So we can arrange our Photoshop the way we want it to be. Then we're looking at workspaces. So workspace is the interface that Photoshop gives you depending on what you're doing. So Photoshop 2023 has Essentials, the default workspace. It has 3D, it has graphic and web, it has motion, painting, photography, and you can also create your custom workspace that you want. Then Hub, of course, this takes us to Photoshop site. This involves getting Photoshop help, tutorials, what's new in the Photoshop industry, plugins, system info, GPU compatibility of your computer. It also has signing into your Adobe account and updates from the software. So I think that is it for the menu bar. Then looking onto the options bar, the options bar or the properties bar. This one we said it has all to do with tools settings. So that's it for our Adobe Photoshop interface. There's a lot that we are going to be learning in the coming videos. Stay in touch, subscribe, share this channel, and follow Wrapped Creative Academy. Thank you.